what are some I mean, obviously this year has been this year's been nuts, right? So
Yes.
what are some trends that you've seen throughout this across all the different lines of insurance, and what are some ways that people have adapted to it to really crush it?
That's a great question, because those discussions have been going on all year in the group and when I've been talking with people, and it's been super interesting. Like life and health, for the most side, has had their best year ever and best record months ever, because everybody's thinking about it and talking about it and concerned about it. And so they're not really having to convince people that, that this is, because, in the past it's been, this is intangible. Like you guys mentioned, really all insurance is intangible. You can't really touch it or whatever. But when you see people dying and affected, health-wise with COVID and passing away, and families left with GoFundMe's and all that sort of stuff, health and life insurance is on their minds constantly. So they've been doing quite well. I have not so much in P&C, because P&C does a lot of telesales in general, but on life and health, there is a lot of face-to-face focused agencies and agents that's all they did. And absolutely, it's great to sit down face-to-face and be able to read that, but they've had to shift heavily over into the telemarketing side, the telesales side, and or Zoom calls or whatever and stuff. And so for some of them, it's been hugely challenging, especially for these career face-to-face agents that have been doing this for decades or whatever. It's like, well, now I'm supposed to shift over and talk on the phone. And it's been a struggle for a lot. But for some, they've adapted and picked that skill. And now, once COVID kind of slows down and stuff, they have both skills. They can sell from the home, they can go face-to-face. They have the options there at least. And I think for a lot of the agents that have always done telesales, I mean, they were almost, is like Christmas to them, because they're like, I've already been doing this. I'm already good at this. I didn't have to change anything. And now I'm getting much higher contact rate, much more people interested. I'm selling a bunch more. And I've had this skill that, now is translating. On the P&C side, I think a lot of them did, take hits a lot during this year, or at least initially during this year. Some people just view it as an expense rather than really peace of mind and having the proper coverage when things eventually at some point do go wrong. And then especially the commercial side, businesses really slowed down on everything and looking at expenses once this went down, because a lot of them, like, can I even keep my employees? Is my business even able to stay open? You look at restaurants and all these things that, were shut down or had to hold up. And so, commercial agents had a tough time. I think it is shaken back a little bit now, but initially it was pretty rough. I mean, we had one agency owner come into our program. She had gone 4 months with no new business on the commercial side, and just had some, a little bit of renewals coming in, but office was in a mall, and the mall was shut down to COVID, so she couldn't work out of her office, and let go of her office admin she'd had forever, and sitting at home like, can I even keep my agency open or ever? And we helped her out a little bit. Now she's got like 4 producers and office admin back, and is doing quite well now. But I think a lot of agents ended up in that position. It was, especially if they were hit pretty hard, like, man, how long can I do this? How long can I survive with this whole, how the industry's changed, or if they've refused to adapt. And that's another thing, just refusing to adapt. I mean, this industry, you got to be a little flexible and adaptable. And whether that's a new software, a new technique, new, whatever it is, you got to adapt and kind of, that's just business in general, I guess.
Yeah, anything. I mean, you know that times are going to change. Bob Dylan said so. And so we have to be, well, never mind. I guess
I've heard the name before. You
don't know that.
I'm pretty sure.
Come on. You got to be kidding me.